Hello viewers, this is my 13th lecture on Online Gate 2021 series. I am taking section 2 Applied Mechanics and Design. Module is Engineering Mechanics. Myself Professor Hemal Sharma, Department of Mechanical Engineering, working in a famous college of Indore, Prestige Institute of Engineering Management and Research. This is my short profile. As usual, I always show this profile and qualification in my previous lectures. And the syllabus as per the GATE 2021 is as under. Today in my 13th lecture, I will be discussing the dynamics of particles and of rigid bodies in plane motion, Newton's law of motions, there are three laws, momentum and impulse, and finally the collision. So starting with the dynamics of particles, Newton's first law of motion. A particle originally at rest or moving in a straight line with constant velocity tends to remain in this state provided the particle is not subjected to an unbalanced force. This law is also known as the law of inertia. The second Newton's law is second law of motion is a particle of mass m acted upon by an unbalanced force F experiences an acceleration A that has the same direction as the force and the magnitude that is directly proportional to the force. Mathematically, force is external force, that is external unbalanced force is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration. And the third and the final law of Newton, that is Newton's third law of motion, is the mutual forces of action and reaction between two particles are equal, opposite, and collinear. As you can see in the figure below, that there are two masses. If mass 1 is exerting force F, or say mass A is exerting force on mass B, then at equilibrium, there is an opposite reaction to the action applied by the mass A on B. That is, opposite is the action of force of B on A. Okay, the next topic is momentum and impulse. Let's start with the linear momentum. First of all, think of a batter hitting a baseball. When the batter swings and makes contact, the ball changes velocity very quickly. Here we can use kinematics to study the motion of the ball. We could use Newton's law to explain why the ball changes direction. We are now concerned with the force and duration of the collisions. Momentum. Momentum describes an object's motion. To describe motion and duration of a collision, we must first start with a new concept. This word is used in everyday conversation and means about the same thing in physics. The formula for momentum is mass multiplied by velocity. Linear momentum directly relates an object's velocity to the object's mass. Its SI unit is kg meter per second and it is a vector quantity matching the direction of velocity. There are many more examples. Change in momentum. What is change in momentum? Recall, change in velocity takes an acceleration and time. That is, rate of change of velocity with respect to time is termed as acceleration. If there is an acceleration, there exists a net force. Since P depends on velocity, del P requires force and time. So there is always a change in momentum. Then we can say that there is a force exerted. We can connect this rate of change of momentum with Newton's second law. How? Let's see the derivation part. When Newton first wrote his second law, that is force is equal to mass into acceleration, he wrote it as force is equal to del P upon del T. That is rate of change of momentum with respect to time. We can write the change in momentum as mv upon t. V upon t is or say V upon rate of change of velocity with respect to time is acceleration. Therefore, mass into V upon T is equal to mass into A, acceleration. So, impulse momentum theorem. F del T is equal to del P. This states a net external force F applied for a certain time limit del T will cause a change in the object's momentum equal to the product of the force and time interval. In simple terms, a large constant force will cause a rapid change in P, that is momentum. A small constant force would take a much longer time to cause the change in P. The impulse momentum theorem explains why follow through is so important in many sports such as baseball, basketball, boxing, etc. These are the various applications of momentum as well as the impulse. There is another law, that is conservation of momentum, as momentum is always conserved. Since the momentum of the two billiard balls remains constant after the collision, we can say that momentum is conserved. That is momentum of ball A I plus momentum of ball B I. That I means initial state. After hitting one ball with another, then the momentum of A final is equal to momentum of B final. That is the sum of the momentums of both the balls initially remains the same uh, as final position. That is M1 V1I plus M2 V2I is equal to M1 V1F plus M2 V2F. So we can say that momentum is conserved during collisions. There are various other examples too, which you can see in my slides. Okay, relation to Newton's third law, consider two bumper car of M1 and M2. F del T is equal to del P describes the change in momentum. Describes the change in momentum is one of the car, that is F1 del T is equal to M1 V1I, and for second car F2 del T is equal to M2 V2I. F1 is the force exerted and F2 that M1 exerts on M2, and F2 is the force that M2 exerts on M1. What is the relation of Newton's third law here? Since the only forces are from two bumper cars, Newton's third law tells us the forces must be equal and opposite. This means every interaction between the two cars is equal and opposite and can be expressed by M1 into V1I minus M1 into V1F is equal to initial minus final is equal to minus of M2 V2I minus M2 V2F. What is the relation with Newton's third law? The equation says if the momentum of one object decreases, then during a collision, the momentum of another object will increase by the same amount, as per the law of conservation of momentum. So to my today's final topic is collisions. There are two types of collisions, elastic and inelastic. Everyday collisions, you can see that in some collisions the object stick together and travel as one mass. In another type of collision, the objects hit and bounce apart. In either case, total momentum is conserved. Kinetic energy is usually not conserved because some energy is lost to heat and sound energies. Perfectly inelastic collisions. Example: when two objects collide and move together as one mass, the collision is called perfectly inelastic. For example, a meteor hitting the earth. Perfect example of this type in inelastic collision. And what is the example of perfectly another examples here? The final mass is equal to the combined mass of the two objects. The two objects travel together with one final velocity after the collision. Studied with the following equations: M1 V1I plus M2 V2I is equal to M1 plus M2 Vf. Because the velocity of now both the masses is same finally. Perfectly inelastic collisions. in which kinetic energy does not remain constant. Kinetic energy is lost due to a sound, internal energy, and heat of fusion. Elastic versus inelastic. The phenomenon of fusion helps us to understand the difference between elastic and inelastic collisions. When we think of something that is elastic, that is, for example, a rubber band, a bungee cord, or spring, we think of something that returns to its original shape. During an elastic collision, the objects maintain their original positions. Objects in inelastic collisions do not maintain their original shapes as they form a new mass after the collisions. We can calculate the loss of kinetic energy with the conservation of kinetic energy formula. That is, net kinetic energy is equal to kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial. More examples: when a snooker ball hits a player hits a snooker ball, the ball and the player foot remains separate. Since there is no shape changes or deformities, there is no change in kinetic energies. Therefore, total momentum is conserved. There are many real world examples too. So that means that most collisions falls into the third category called inelastic collisions, not perfectly inelastic. This is where objects collide, makes noise, gives off heat, do not stick together, and travel in another direction with separate velocities. Elastic collisions. Kinetic energy is conserved in elastic collisions. There are instances that are very, very close to perfectly elastic collisions. Bowling ball into bowling pins. Golf club hitting a golf ball. We can study elastic collisions with the following formulas. That is, law of conservation of momentum equation m1v1i plus m2v2i is equal to m1v1f plus m2v2f, and as well as the law of conservation of kinetic energy. That is, initially the kinetic energy summation is half m1v1i square plus half m2v2i square, and that is equal to the final sum of kinetic energies, that is half m1v1f square plus half m2v2f square. So students, here we come to the end of my today's lecture as well as the end of the engineering mechanic modules. But no problem, I will also making my more videos for numerical problems. Meet you soon. Thank you all of you, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel as well as press the bell icon so that you can get the more notification of my next lectures. Thank you.